Hi, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Tiny Brains podcast. I'm Kevin Joyce, CEO at Tiny Brains, and with me is Peter Graham, the Brigadier of Brains at Tiny
Hello
Brains.
all. Hello.
So, for those of you who are new to this podcast, what we do every week is we go through the biggest stories in XR from the previous week. First, before we get into it, just want to shout out to FOV Ventures and Innovate UK for hosting an event in London last night, Spatial LDN, which both Pete and I attended, and it was a wonderful event. If you're interested in the Apple Vision Pro, keep an eye out for what they're doing. This was the second one. I've attended both. And they're a great networking opportunity. They have demos for the Apple Vision Pro, which were supplied by Atlantic Productions, so shout out to them as well. But if you're in the London area and you want to see what's going on in the Apple Vision Pro market, audience, whatever it may be, make sure you sign up and go along to one of those events. But jumping into the news for this week, we have Shiftall's lightweight PCVR headset. What's this?
Yes. If you've not heard of Shiftall, then don't worry. Not a lot of people have. They are a Japanese company. Now, originally these were a subsidiary of Panasonic, and they were spun off, bought by another company, and they're essentially a VR headset manufacturer that hasn't actually released a VR headset yet. Well, not one in the Western market anyway. They released an early prototype in the Japanese market, and they've actually announced 3 headsets over the last few years, but none have been released just yet. This latest headset is the MeganeX Superlight 8K. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? And yes, this might be, or is looking like it will be, the first consumer-ready headset from the company. So, Kev, if you remember these, originally their first headsets were like, they looked like rather funky sunglasses. They were, they had 2 lenses which attached straight to your eye, sort of attached straight to your eyes, as such, like chunky sunglasses. And the MeganeX will be Steam compatible. It's also going to be $1,900. So when it comes out in February, sort of March next year, it's yeah. So it's another hardware announcement.
So I'm familiar with Shiftall, but I've got to say I completely missed this announcement last week. Maybe I was buried too deep in legal jargon, or maybe Shiftall need to contact Tiny Brains to help them approach a Western audience. You can look us up at any of the contact details below. But yeah, I mean, the prototype demo, was it a CES? Like
it was at CES 2019, I believe.
5 years ago.
Mm.
It was impressive at the time, but I think things have moved on. So I'm hoping that this headset does what they're promising it can do.
Well, I think the big selling points here are this is the screen. It's the resolution. It's a whopping 3,552 by 3,840. In realistic terms, that's roughly about 27 million pixels that you get beamed into your eyes. So 27 for these guys. In comparison, the Apple Vision Pro, which we know has a lovely screen, that's only 23 million. And for all you consumers out there with the Quest 3, the Quest 3 only has 9 million pixels for your eyes. So the MeganeX with its 27 should be crystal clear, and that's going to be the big selling point.
So yeah, looking forward to seeing more on this. Like I say, I missed the announcement this week, so I don't know what this new headset is, but I'm familiar with the older work. So yeah, 1900 is a bit of a ask. But I'm sure there are some enterprise audiences out there, especially that are interested. There's a lot of companies that are going down the enterprise route for their headsets. As long as they're not expecting to sell millions of these devices, then I'm sure they'll find success somewhere.
These could very well be your Valve Index upgrades because they are Steam VR compatible, but that 1,900 price doesn't include the base stations or controllers. That is literally just for the headset itself.
Okay. So yeah, it's take the Index out of the Valve Index setup, put the different new headset in, and keep your controllers and base stations, and you'll be having a good time. For $2,000. Moving on, we've got Xreal. I'm a fan of Xreal. I like their products. They are reasonably priced and reasonably efficient at what they do. Reasonable, good quality. So it stands to reason that they got some money.
quite a bit of money actually, 60 million in their latest funding round, which puts them at a grand total of 300 million for all of their investment rounds. So this recent 60 million is going to do what we expect it to do. It's going to go into research and development and promoting their latest glasses, which are the Xreal Air 2 Ultra. So yeah, that's currently available for pre-order and should be shipping this month at some point.
So if any of you out there have tried Xreal, do let us know what you think, because I've always been a fan of these glasses. I don't think they're, I don't think they're the future of AR, but I think they are good AR right now. And they're not bad pricing for what they do. You do need a decent phone to run them. It's all the compute is on the phone. But yeah, I've always liked them.
And it's the most readily available AR at the moment, isn't it? You know, we've had a lot of AR announcements recently, spectacles, we've had Orion from Meta, but that's all technology that's years away. It's not readily available, whereas all the Xreal stuff is pretty much, you know, you can go out and buy it.
Yeah, except in the UK. Or have they launched in the UK now?
They released the previous Air in the UK.
I remember it was a long time coming. There was a lot of people I knew that just did a hop, skip, jump over to France to go get a pair.
Yeah.
So, next up, we talked about Apple Vision Pro at the start of this podcast, and we have some Apple Vision Pro news.
That's it. Apple themselves have released a new immersive film. It's an immersive short called Submerged, and it's been making a lot of headlines, I think mainly because there hasn't really been a great deal of like high quality content that's been designed specifically for the Apple Vision Pro. That you can consume all your photos, you can consume all your flat media films on there, but nothing specifically for the stereoscopic headset. And so Submerged is a free film that's available through Apple TV in select regions. It's not available completely around the world, but it's available in select regions, and it's been, as the name suggests, submerged. It's on a submarine, so it looks.
Now, this film was teased. I can't remember if it was at the original announcement of the Vision Pro or just before the launch, but it was teased a while ago. So it's nice to see it come in. However, I do kind of feel like they're running out of stuff that they've been teasing, and not much new stuff is being teased. So now that first wave of content is kind of getting empty, are we going to see a second wave? Is there going to be more interesting things coming down the line?
Well, they really do need some of this content, don't they, to really sell the Vision Pro, because as much as it is an amazing headset in terms of its technical specifications, the content is a little bit lacking, and Apple really need to put their money where their mouth is, and hopefully this is part of that effort to go, right, you know, we're going to invest in this media.
Only time will tell. I can't see them backing away. I think if they were going to back away, it would have been before they showed a consumer product. But we'll see. So wrapping up this week, as we always do, we have some gaming news. And this time it's well, go on, Pete, you say it.
Well, a little while ago, we covered Orion Drift. This is the latest game from another Axiom, who are the people behind the infamous Gorilla Tag. So Orion Drift is another social game that's going to come out for VR headsets. This time you're robots rather than gorillas. It's going to be set in space, and you're still going to have that same bounding arm movement to get around. And what they've done is they've just released a new gameplay trailer, which you can watch now.
Since 2077, the IAA has been your home for the galaxy's most premier sport, Driftball. But the IAA is so much more. We're proud to showcase the latest feature of the Orion Array, the Driftball District. Our state-of-the-art facilities surrounding the Driftball arenas offer endless opportunities for IA recreation and socialization. From impromptu games to organized events, there's always a reason for friends to gather in the district's many levels. Founded over a century ago, the IAA has grown from a once small sports league into a thriving interstellar community. We've built more than just arenas for your favorite inorganic athletes. We've built a home where champions are made and communities thrive.
Wasn't that exciting, eh? So that showed the Driftball district. So it gives you a little bit of a taste of what's going to come, and the real social focus that Orion Drift has. You know, you're going to have 200 players in these districts in each server, so there should be a lot of excitement for this game.
We got to hope that another Axiom can transfer that audience from Gorilla Tag to Orion Drift, because it's not going to be an easy job to fill those servers continuously. But if anyone's going to do it, it's the Gorilla Tag guys, right?
Exactly. So if you're on Discord, you can find the Discord for Orion Drift, and you can sign up for closed early access for Quest now.
So go and do that and tell us what you think. Once again, thank you for watching, everybody. We love to see you here every week, and we would love to talk about your AR, VR, MR, XR projects. So if there's anything that you've got pending or announcements that you've made that you want to see discussed on this show, or if you'd like to be a guest on this podcast, please do feel free to reach out at any of the many contact places Pete puts in the description below, down, up, left, right, wherever it is on the tubers of you. And we'll see you again next week.